戦うのですか？かかってきなさい。戦況の術の凄さを思い知るといい。
任せて、キンキンの力であいつらをやっつけてやる。
Subscribe if you haven't already, and check out the guild and the Discord while you're down there. Hello people, and welcome back to News Review. If my voice sounds weird, it's because it is, because I have COVID. Unfortunate, but I'll try and keep this short. First off this week, we have a new, well not a new Black Gold card, but a power release of a previous Black Gold card, Xiang. He is light human. The leader skill has been buffed, the team skill has been buffed. Notably, you can touch a runestone of the member's attributes to recover your HP instead of light only as before. Everything else is kind of the same. You ignore laser. I think this is new. When he is a light team, I think just the multipliers are more effective. Yeah, just all the multipliers are more effective. He still would benefit from having Yu Miao Yi in the team. Because of this CD reduction and the HP and attack basic value buff to the both of them. For his active skill CD8, basically the same as before. New stuff is that the runestone you pick will become protected, and then everything else can be dissolved by aligning one or more of them. In the first batch, time tunnel is the same. This is new. This new effect is global ignoring of fixed combo shield and anti-runestone shield. This is actually really nice because there only exists a handful of light human cards that ignore fixed combo shield. There do exist more and more cards now that can ignore anti-runestone shield, but like some of them aren't like truly there. Daji is one of the true ones. This card is in the news for this week as well. Xiang is now the, like, I don't even know what the, he's very few, right? Daji can ignore globally, Kohan can ignore globally, and Sailor Moon can ignore herself. These other cards have some sort of restriction on them. So overall, I think he is, you know, a good leader. Obviously, I need to see the attack damage, multipliers, whatever HP when he actually comes out, but in theory, he seems good. However, if you want to pull, like probably pull for the Chinese New Year Black Gold cards, although apparently there are like 2 of them. I'm not sure whether you need both of them. That would be like the scam of Baal coming back once again, of having to pull multiple Black Gold cards to build a feasible team. But moving on, there will be new Era of Novelty cards as well. They basically split the drawing machines into 2. All the cards from last year, so the Era of Novelty Jackpot cards from last year will become a Novelty Chronicle. You can choose 1 out of 11 specific Jackpot characters. I wouldn't really recommend you pull on this because these cards, you know, at the end of the day, they are old cards, even if they were good leaders. I don't think many of them are good members, actually, with, you know, some exceptions. Maybe like Chloe you can still use nowadays. Melody is a great member for Daji, but probably a better use of your diamond somewhere else. Era of Novelty Connector will be the new kind of seal machine, I guess. Basically, the old Era of Novelty will carry over to whatever this is, and then Novelty Chronicle will just be its own thing. Everything has already kind of been like rated up, kind of, because the jackpot is 2.5% and the rare character is 9%. The 2 new jackpot cards, this is a jackpot and a sub-jackpot. Xiang is a fire god. She builds an elf and god team. For her team skill, ignores sticky, willpower when your HP is full, and then according to the last runestone used to end runestone movement, you convert the top and bottom rows into enchanted runestones of whatever type that is. If you used a character runestone, then it also becomes race runestones. By dissolving 8 or more runestones of one type, combo count plus 4, team attack times 4, and by dissolving 8 or more runestones of one attribute, each member launches an extra attack of that attribute. Elf and God damage ignores fixed combo shield, trio elemental shield, and quintet elemental shield, and she also gives herself a CD reduction. Now fundamentally, let me just say why I don't like this card. It's because all cards that destroy the board to some extent are bad, and this card destroys like the top and bottom row. It'll become like kind of troublesome when you're trying to manage your board, especially in very hard stages. That's why I put her like in the 50 diamond tier, not very top tier. Her active is okay, CD 6. You can tap 2 types of runestones on the magic circle, basically convert the first type into enchanted runestones of the second type. You get a God trail. She gives herself attack times 3, and she ignores equal combo shield and defense. If an enemy is defeated, the skill stays in play. I don't think that's very strong because times 3 isn't that much. So I don't think this card can really be used. Like, if you want to use her as a shield solver, probably, but there are better cards out there, and attack times 3 is probably not going to get you there with like one card trying to smash through one shield. Some bond skills here as usual, and the subject pot Keanu, Fire Elf as a leader. It's pretty much garbage. Her special team skill is upon poisoning or venoming an enemy, bewitch the enemy for 1 round so it attacks itself or each other, and if the enemy is poisoned, damage dealt to that enemy times 4 additionally. This is when she is in the team. She has 2 actives, both CD 6. One is restore all crack positions, enchant the board. For 2 rounds you ignore smog, and then you have sky drop of the leader and allies attribute on the left and right respectively. Her second active skill is poison all enemies with a non-attributive damage of 500 times the character's attack for each round, so basically poison the enemy. This card is, you know, like kind of underwhelming. I mean, restoring cracked would be good, but there are already too many elf cards that can do that and too many cards that can do that in general nowadays. Ignoring smog is fine, but also I think like you can just get around smog via other means that, you know, doesn't require ignoring them. The sky drop is nice, but not anything unique. I guess it maybe could be used to solve like 15-15, but you know, that would require you to have a different leader and ally, and that doesn't really come up often like nowadays. Either the ally being different or the 15-15. Next up are the free cards. First off is Mysterious Maiden, a light human, CD 10, very long. Cooldown for an active, stun all enemies to inactivate them for 3 rounds. The effect stays until runestones of the member's attributes are dissolved in the first batch. For 3 rounds, extend rune movement time regardlessly by 5 seconds, and you get Enchanted Human Trail. This card is like get one just in case. The Enchanted Human Trail is nice. The CD is very long though, and there actually does exist a second light human card that does stun. This is an ultimate card that came in the past, so you already have it. You're probably better off using that card just for stunning purposes. The other card here is Hua Shuangting. I don't freaking know the opinion for this. It's Dark Human, CD 6. Turn odd columns into runestones to the leader's attribute. Turn even columns into dark, so it's a full board converter. For 1 round human, attack times 1.8, and ignores Quintet Elemental Shield. I don't think that's very good because the attack is simply not there. The, you know, full board converter is nice, but like humans are so like oversaturated now that this kind of ability just isn't good. And lastly, of the new cards, Earth Machina C. As a leader, it's a bit of a meme. It's a bit of a Yan C kind of team comp. For her active in CD 6, clear black and white zone, turn the column below the character into enchanted runestones of the character's attribute. I don't know why it's worded like this. Basically, she turns the column below herself into enchanted earth. Full on round team attack times 2. Yancy members and Machinas ignore anti-runestone shield. And at the end of the round, convert columns below Yancy members into enchanted runestones and Machinas into enchanted runestones of the member's attribute. extend the skill for every Yancy member present in the team. This is, you know, an okay card because it is the first Machina card to ignore anti-Moonstone Shield just like that. I think it'll be good utility. Alright, there are skill adjustments to the cards here. I'll just briefly go over some that are like kind of important. Basically, they buffed all the Era of Novelty small prizes, the Jackpots from the very beginning, and a couple of the Yancees here, as you can see on the screen. Notable ones are, one of note is Xiang, because now can restore the entire board. Previously, he could only restore the cracked positions below the leader and ally. If leader is a beast or dragon, you now restore all cracked positions. And then another notable one is Macho Slime, because he can now convert the board at the end of the round as well as the beginning of the round, so this makes it have a little more utility. And the Flute Fairy is also special because now she's changed the combo count +10 as opposed to +5. +10 is a sizable boost nowadays. You can get over the hurdle of like modern combo shields. And then apart from that, I don't think there's much to be said. They buffed like Javanor and Cunis's and Nocturne's team skills and Ron's team skill, but it's not really there. Couple of things here for Yan and C. I think they also buffed their team skills, but nobody's using them as a leader. For the Water Sea, there are two forms, right? This is the first form. They added you can clear petrified moonstones. I'm pretty sure that's the only thing they added, except for like some extra attack boosts. For this Yan, it's actually special because they gave her a permanent God Trail instead of the first 8. Nothing changed apart from that though. They gave C basically a higher attack multiplier, and then like also affects Yancy members, and then this Yan the same thing basically. So yeah, that is it for this week's news review. Sorry about, I guess, the audio. Hopefully I'll have recovered by next week. Happy New Year, and I'll see you in the next one. See ya.